I'm sitting on the toilet and he's shaving and he's drilling me with these words on the sheet of paper. And I'll just sit on the toilet nailing them every fucking day. Spelling bee
All
champion.
right. All right,
Okay.
guys. So we're live. We're just talking a little bit about
Yeah.
spelling. uh,
Not all that was on there, was it?
yeah, a little bit about spelling.
Never.
Just about being on a toilet and.
Oh, spelling my ass on one time.
Shit. Yeah.
Now, now we're just talking about being spelling champions. And I used to sit on the toilet while my dad was shaving, and he used to drill me in the words, and I just every single one, every single I had. So just cool memory when I was younger with my dad. Anyways, frequency control show.
Yeah, what's up? You guys will notice we got a new look, a little bit more professional. We had some things we had to knock out, get figured out with this stuff, and me really move aside some stuff and finally get that out of the way and be able to spend some time with it. But just trying to bring more quality. Of course, the same quality of message is still there. Today we're talking epiphany, like just kind of figuring out, obviously in your journey, where you kind of go, I see what I need to do. These little minor or micro adjustments, some are major adjustments, but as you get more into this information, the more it's a micro adjustment. The more it's like, oh, I see, I recognize, I think this messed up, or for me it was the epiphany of, man, I recognize that I've got weeds in my brain and my neural paths that are like, immediately if I open an envelope, I go, oh crap, what is bad about it? And then catching that. And now I use it as a strength. As soon as I start to, I go, nope, it could be $1 million in this envelope. Fuck that, And of course, every time it's like I got a message the other day. I'm like, oh fuck, what's this guy want to do? He wants to return something. I go and I sit down and ruin my whole mood. I'm making music, just ruin my whole mood. I open it. I finally said, no, I'm just gonna fucking take care of it. And guess what? Hey guys, I just want to let you know I got this stormtrooper. It was like these 1977 vintage like Star Wars characters, and he's like, and it's amazing. Thank you so much. I give you positive feedback, and I'm like, in my head, I thought it was a bad situation. Like, I mean, that'll steer your whole life that way. So anyway, epiphany. I'm gonna let Will take over from here and figure that out. So.
So yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on, when I first got this information, I'm like the perfect student because I'm pretty open-minded, obviously, and I have nothing to do in my life but listen and learn. And I have nothing else to do in my life but accept change in my life to be successful. I have nothing else but to give those things. So when I first got this information, I was the perfect student because I took it so literally. But the epiphany is, like this lately, being at this place along my path here, I realized like the last week's subject, just really when you clearly define what you want and you are on that path of after you clearly define it and you're on that path, the path of you clearly define it and you know what it is, and now you know exactly what it is you want, not necessarily how you're going to get there, but what it is you want. And then you know enough of what you can see, what actions you should take that'll get you there, because that's your how, your next logical hustles, So, and I was doing those things, I was starting these things, and then something new came in, and I'm so excited about this material. I'm looking at it like, well, this could be something to get me there quicker because there's so much things going on outside my radar screen that I don't know about, that the universe can slap at me. Here you go. Here's the boat to save you. You know what I mean? And bam. And it didn't take 16 hours and all this type of stuff. And, that's why last week was so important of reality. Like, everything takes time. So I did kind of jump shit. I didn't jump shit, but I just refocused on something new and then realized, well, this is going to take as much time too. And I'm not really even that excited about doing it compared to what I was already doing. But seeing it, but it lines up so much with what I want and lines up with what I'm doing because that's what I'm creating. Now that I've clearly defined what I wanted, I'm creating things on my path to help me get there. But that doesn't mean I've learned the epiphany I've learned. That doesn't mean I have to jump ship. It's showing me that I'm doing the right thing and keep going. And I can find a way to maybe use it, but not just quit what I'm doing. It's showing me I'm doing the right thing. Keep going because you're attracting more that can benefit that which you've already started. Just I don't know. It's been an awesome week. Last week's podcast to get to the reality check for myself because I do a lot of really unrealistic at times in my thinking, even though I don't like to think like that. But reality, right? Everything takes time and you have to give it time. So it just feels really good to be now like seeing the things that are coming on in my path and how to use them to benefit what I've already started instead of just jumping ship. Even when we had the Rob, even when Rob was on here, the first time, he's talking about the same thing, how he quit so many things to start something new, chase the next big thing. And I kind of caught myself up in there the past few weeks, kind of doing that as well. And thank God for these podcasts, and I was able to refocus and really be able to evaluate how this new thing is just benefiting, not just something I can go all that I'm trying to go all in because I really enjoy what I've already started. And that's what I like talking about, just like this right here every week. And what came into my path is just another tool to help build all of that. But not just stop what I'm doing, right? This is the point here. This is the kind of the epiphany here. It's a tool to show me I'm on the right path. So pay attention to these tools and be excited for the opportunities, but learn how to use them. Learn what they're telling you. Because it lined up with my feelings because I'm able to get excited about stuff and being around successful people. That's what excites me the most is being around people who have the money I'm trying to get to and have the things I'm trying to get to and the lifestyle I'm trying to get to. But what they're talking about is all the mindset stuff. And that's what intrigues me the most about it. So much I wanted to build my business so I could do the 6 a.m. calls, but I'm already doing those. I've already got these things already here for so, man, that was the benefit. Surrounding myself with successful people and just backing up what I'm already confirming. Yes, stay with what I've already got going because it's working and I'm attracting more stuff to benefit. So it's a no-brainer. I might be a broken record here, but
no, I think it's important to keep reiterating because it's the first time it's going to go right through your head. Even me listening, the more you say it, the more I kind of like. It's kind of like reinforcing, like, because everybody goes through this. I mean, if everybody watching had already had it figured out, they're already making millions of dollars. And so chances are you're not watching this if you already made millions of dollars. And there's only 1%. Do you know that the 1% is only anybody who makes over $250,000 a year? The 1%. Everybody else makes under that. Think of that. So, that's the 1% of the world. So everybody else who's in, regular land, if you got your shit together, then you're probably not watching this. You're probably already
200. That's it.
Yeah, the 1%. There's no
1% is See, that should be even more exciting, people.
Well, it's hard to break that barrier of taxes. As soon as you hit a certain level, they take half of your money. So you're like, okay, now I got 1 million. No, you got 500,000. But I already had 500,000. Like it's like, yeah, but now you're in a new tax bracket. They're taking all that shit. Like so it's very much designed to keep it like it's almost like what do you call it? And like Russia with the you know Jesus, I can't believe I'm having a brain fart. But like basically communism, where they're saying everybody makes the same amount of money, period. And that's basically what it is. It's like, no, America's free. It's like if you go out and you just live the American dream, it's like, yeah, and then they tax the shit out of you to where you basically makes it to where all the Americans make it the same. And then if you make a lot of money, they take the people who aren't working and pay them a bunch of money, Section 8, to just chill and do nothing all day and let them have their housing and all the stuff and they pay for it. So you're kind of going like, I remember I have a friend who was on Section 8, and to get out of Section 8, they know this is way off the subject, but to get out of Section 8, they would have to get a job. To get a job, they would actually make less money because now they'd have to pay rent. They wouldn't have child care anymore and food stamps. And so she was going to make less money to get out, to go get a regular job and contribute and pay taxes. And you just look at how that model is. It's kind of an illusion unless you can haul ass and just really break the barrier and get past all that. And that's the tricky part. So that's why a lot of people stay 1%. Unless you really blow up nice and big, you can get past that tax thing, get a good tax guide, loopholes and all that stuff. But it's tricky. But anyway, that's a sidebar, and I don't want to get into conspiracy and all that, but that's just factual. Look at the tax brackets, and that'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
So you just summarize your epiphany, because obviously you're looping it and you're moving around, but like, what's the basic summarizing idea that your epiphany was? Like, if you had to sum it up in one sentence.
That the things I am attracting on my path to what I want are just showing me that I'm doing the right things. I'm already taking action on the right things. How about that?
So, for example, you're already taking action on the right things, as in what? Like make fake things that you're doing, because you don't have to give all your information, but you're already taking action on the right things. And why do you know that that's right? What's happening for you?
Because, well, how the epiphany I had on why this particular new business came into my path in the first place. I thought it was a quicker way to get to where I want. I attracted it, right? I attracted it because I clearly defined what I want, and I was vibrating major energy towards it and excitement. And every morning wearing a floor out at 5 a.m. doing laps, listening to this mindset music, just literally blasting energy on the feeling of what it would feel like to achieve my main game. And so then when I attracted this, I thought this was the universe or God telling me, hey, here's another vehicle that I thought would get me there quicker. But that's not how it works, which was last week's podcast, reality. That's not how it works. You have to put in time. So that was really the epiphany is, so then I realized, well, what did I really like about what came in? All the mindset stuff. And that's when I had the epiphany of how to see the things, the gifts that are given along the path that I could not see. and how to use them. Because remember, it's not just your thinking. You start taking action. Events, circumstances, situations starts coming into your life. You're doing the right actions, doing the right things consistently and long enough. And so those things coming in, they don't have to be so much of a where you guide you off of your path, which is what I was kind of doing. I was kind of guiding me off of, not really off of the path, but guiding me away from what the tools I've already started. And now it's a benefit of what I already started, not something that I quit everything and start because this is going to get me there quicker. So the epiphany was that this new thing that showed up that I created just showed me how important the path that I'm choosing is the right one.
The path of not following the new thing.
Yeah, the path I had already started
Right.
that created this new thing. That I was jumping all not jumping shit, but changing 100% changing focus. And
But so I'll summarize it for you. So the epiphany is that stick with the script and don't find something like grass is greener and just jump ship immediately and go this is the new quicker way, i.e. me with Snoop Dogg. It was like I had something that if I would have stuck it out long enough, it would have been something bigger than what I got, period. Because what's funny is if I would have stayed with the rap thing, I would eventually have had Snoop Dogg on my album anyhow, right? Like, so like that shit would have happened regardless, and I would have been there on my own too. But instead, I go, oh, there's Snoop Dogg. Abandon ship on my rap album. Let's go help these guys and start and be affiliated with Snoop Dogg. So now at the end of it, I'm affiliated with Snoop Dogg, yet I don't have an album out and I don't have anything that shows that I'm doing my own thing. It's just now I'm affiliated with Snoop Dogg. So it's like I saw the quicker path to getting famous, I guess, by taking on people who were affiliated with Snoop. I thought that's the way. And so it was like, it just seemed like a shorter route to where I'm trying to get, right? Which is Grammys, mogul, massiveness. And it's funny because every time you just go, oh no, that's the better thing. And you just leave what you're doing. And it's like, shit, all that work you did, you just kind of go delete, start over. And it's like, if you keep deleting and starting over every time something new and fancy comes along, it's like I said, like having a relationship, grass is greener. Delete this relationship of hard work, figuring out that person, how she works or he works, whatever it is. And then starting a new one, going, this person's much more my type. Oh, then next thing you know, this person, and then you just delete that whole, and you just like start shit over every fucking time.
but
And
realizing though that it's the same thing anyways.
right at the end of the day, it's the same
That's
thing.
the thing that's the epiphany it was for me, kind of like, was just because it's something new, it's not going to get quicker. This is going to take time too. But I would rather be doing something I enjoy more. And I don't enjoy this other thing more. I just thought it was going to get me there quicker. And then the epiphany also was realizing the things that I liked about this new thing was everything that I was already doing, not the actual doing it. These special things that I attracted through those things is what excites me, which is exactly what had already started. All mindset stuff. As a matter of fact, I wanted to get so quick to the point, to my business, to the point to where I got enough clout to do my own 6 a.m. calls, mindset calls. Wait till these people hear my shit. Right? Taking their 6 a.m. shit and sprinkling some crack on it and just boom. Right? Yeah. But no, I am already created. I've already started all that platform. I don't need their platform to do that. I've already started it. So I don't need to stop what I'm doing, thinking I could do this quicker, just so I can do the same thing I've already started.
Yeah, because you're doing
Because the things I love about that, I'm already
yeah,
doing.
because you're doing right now. You're doing 8 p.m. calls. So it's like realistically, why
To
change the
me,
game?
right? Like, wait. The epiphany was all the things that excited me about this. I'm already doing. Don't. So it's just goes to show I'm doing the right things. Because all the rest of the business side of it, I'm not doesn't really excite me. So yeah, yeah. But I was so excited about the opportunities. And possibly do quicker. And now I got successful people helping me too, like bing 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 bing. Oh my God, the stars are aligning. Oh man, right? But no, that's not how to really. But now that doesn't mean that something. Now that doesn't mean something could come along that might get you there quicker. That's I'm not saying don't dismiss that, but have enough awareness of this information and be able to see it and just be able to see it and break it down. I'll tell you what, like I look at my life different. Like I look at my life like I'm on a path and I'm watching things come in and I'm creating these things and I'm just waiting for things I haven't thought of that are going to come in that help me down to ultimately what I want. Because remember, I still have the bigger dreams that are pulling me through all these short-term goals. My short-term goals are all going towards my bigger dreams, right? So man, any one of these things could catapult to, as far as I can see from, in the near future here. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I guess all kind of epiphanies with this whole thing right now. But this is what's so exciting about this information because otherwise I'd be going through life and not even be able to pay attention to these things, not be able to even break down these things the way I can break down. And how exciting and grateful I am to be able to know that I can see these things happening and know they're happening and be able to talk about them and be able to find out how to use them properly in my life to get to the next point I'm trying to get to.
right. Yeah, it's crazy. It's to understand these things coming your way, but it's like the awareness now of understanding when you're stopping what you're doing and you're just looking for the next easy thing, and then you realize I'm looking for easy, as opposed to realizing that no matter where I jump, it's gonna be work.
This was saying like this thing because obviously I went out there and and it is gonna. Yes, I. Here's the thing, like it kind of says in our training too, is you could lay down 100 different things on a table and pick one and give it your 100%. You'll be successful at it. It doesn't even really matter which one it is. Pick one,
Right.
and then freaking put all your effort into that one thing, and you'll get it.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know what
you'll
I
be
mean?
you'll be successful.
But
You
the
know.
whole point is, yeah. So now I got all these decks, and I keep shuffling brand new cards instead of playing the same hand enough to where I can have bigger hands, bigger odds, bigger winnings, bigger risks, bigger successes.
Yeah, it's something to be said about just going, you know what? I know everything looks shinier over there. I just got to stick to the script until I'm fucking done with it, That's easier said than done cuz
It is,
everybody
but that's why
everybody's been working so long at what they're doing. They're just like, you know what? I just need to do it. But you know what my epiphany was, amongst my 100,000 epiphanies, but it was this like, but I've already been working so long at this. It's like, no, 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 no. You've wanted this so long, but you ain't done shit about it. I mean, consistently, every day, all the time, eat shitting and sleeping it. And so I think about it, it's like, well, I'm like, man, but I've been just doing this forever. It's like, yeah, but not like you're doing it now, where you're every day, you're checking off a checklist, you're doing this thing every day, day in, day out. Uh, it's easy to just be like, um, I'm working so hard for this, and it's like you really got to ask yourself, what is it you're really doing about it? Like, Will, there's times in your life when you didn't do shit towards what you're trying to do and what you envision, and yet you think, yeah, I've been doing it. I've been in the game for this many years. It's like, well,
Yeah.
not really. 10 of them you didn't do shit. You just fucking said that was your dream, yet you just went to work, came home, went to sleep, came home, went to sleep, work, came home, went to sleep, and played some video game or watched more TV or listened to more audiobooks. And again, a lot of you guys who listen to all these great audiobooks that are great companions to the action you're going to be putting towards your shit, you know, it's like you just keep listening to these fucking books and getting a great attitude and a great dream, but never doing anything and actually putting into play the things you're dreaming about, And so it's like that's the same thing with me. It's like I map it out by my kid's birth because my first son's birth, he's almost 9 now, crazy enough. And it's like that was the day I chose to, hey, I'm a dad. I better take on more responsibility. I better focus on getting more money so my wife can stay home with my son because I thought that was an important thing, and I still believe that. And next thing you know, I didn't touch music. I would have Snoop's uncles knocking down the door at the business I was running, and being like, "Where the hell is the store manager? We need to finish this album," And Snoop's waiting for it, blah blah blah. And they're like, two big, huge black guys came here, and they were looking for you. And I go, "Oh, there's my buddies." Like they're just like they thinking they're gonna beat me up or something, but because they're just big ass burly motherfucker. Anyway, but but the bottom line is like I quit that for the whole. I mean, all of say a year ago. So 8 years, almost 8 years of just yeah, I'm still down, and I still studied music. I still got in here, made some beats, and dicked around, thinking that was keeping on what I was going for. That like that's shooting for the stars. It's like making a beat once a month does not. Oh, I'm gonna be the best producer on earth. It's like you make one snippet of a beat, like a loop, a month. You get in here and turn on the machines and practice what you learned on YouTube. That does not count for 8 freaking years. You know what I mean? And it's like that's the same thing with a lot of people. It's like you think that you're going towards your goals because it's your dream and it's what you want. But if you aren't actually putting fucking foot to pavement about this, ain't shit happening for you. You can sit there and dream in a book all day. Keep reading more books. Go to more seminars. Kevin Trudeau says that he's like these people just get addicted to seminars. And then he goes, and I see him at the next, it's like 6 seminars later. He's like, so what have you done? And they're like, yeah, I've been to every one of your seminars. Like, cool. So, like, what have you like achieved out of all these seminars? Like, you've got some traction, right? Like, your next big business, you're starting it. It's like starting to show some true signs of growth, and they're like, well, no, I haven't started yet. But I love your seminars. And he's like, oh my god, stop coming to my seminars and go out and do like something, And that's
Still learning.
I'm still learning. It's like, oh my god, if you haven't figured it out after the first one, what are you doing?
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's
100%. 100%. Uh, I was one of those guys.
who
I was,
wasn't? Who wasn't? Everybody is. That's why
I
this
was,
information's the right information.
yeah, I was one of those guys. I was so obsessed with how can I put this? I was so obsessed with every single sentence of the teaching that I took it so literally. And it took me a long time to be able to break away from literally and be able to be like, well, okay, I see how that could work, and I can see how well, that may not work for me. And, you know, be able to now discern, just have better discernment looking at it, and realizing, yes, how important, just how important it is, man. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know how people. I don't know how people can live to go through their life just not knowing this information, man. And that's what excites me to do exactly what we're doing right now, because I want to help people. We want to help people. You know, we started doing this in case people might want to listen to this, because you should learn this stuff. You should start applying these techniques, man. Because when because now you like, now it's like, it's almost like the Matrix. You know what I mean? Now I'm opened up to all kinds of stuff. You know, you just everything, government stuff, politics, you know, how counties are run, how states are run, uh, just open up really, you know, how the people controlling the food, the water, the media, you know, this material woke me up to all of this. Not just how to create things and be happier every day, but really opened up to the world of what's really going on. How much influence these people have. Our YouTube channel might get shut down for touching on this, so we got to be careful, you know. But just, yeah, this material opened up everything, and I believe everybody needs to be woken up, so we all can have better lives, happier lives, more successful lives, add more value to each other's lives. Man, really exciting, man. I'm really glad to be doing these podcasts. I hope we get, you know, I can't wait to get people to start tuning in here next week. Um, I'll start having some material here for you people. I got a daily takeoff checklist, to something that you could do. I do in the mornings. It just really starts me off on a on a successful day. And I got my positive barriers up, and I'm not letting any negative stuff enter my positive barriers, and gonna have a nice day. So I'll have this ready for you guys. Hopefully by next week here, all finished up. It's called the Daily Takeoff Checklist. A way to start, for you to start digging out these negative neurological pathways and start replacing them with positive ones. So you could just be happier and really start yourself down your own momentum cycle. Uh, just tell them about the daily takeoff checklist,
Oh
and
yeah.
how, hopefully by next week I'll, have it ready. People can start taking a look at it. Just start their process of having a nice day, man.
Yeah, we'll
Uh,
have a in the description. You'll see a download link, and I'll actually put it in all the prior, you know, shows that we've had. So basically, you can actually download it, get it, because it's madly valuable, you know, to your morning and setting up your day. And if you're really trying to achieve something grander than just laying around and doing the basic shit, you have to literally set your day up to reinforce that, and that is like winning all day. You know, I had yesterday, I had this like rush over my body. I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing such great stuff. Good job, Rob. Pat myself on the back. I'm doing great. And then today I had the fear and stuff. But I recognized it, so I flipped it around. But at the same time, I had it last for about 2 minutes, and I was like, oh no, like, and then it really was like, I just laughed. I said, this is way reverse of what you had yesterday. Yesterday we were going to conquer the world, and then today you're going to let it just crumble you. So the daily checkoff sheet, super valuable from a sense of setting yourself up mentally. One, to be grateful. Two, to understand your value and what you're trying to do. Align yourself with what you're trying to do. And then anytime you come up with challenges during the day, you've already set yourself up to see that from the right perspective. You know what I mean? It's when my kid screams and yells, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? He's screaming and yelling. Man, he's so loud. Instead of, heck yeah, that's my kid. He's got some good vocals on him. He's loud. He's healthy. How awesome. There's two ways to look at it. One, this kid's so loud I can't hear what I'm trying to do. Or, man, I got a nice healthy kid. He's strong and healthy and not sick, and you're just wishing you could scream and yell. There's two ways to look at things, and that's the same thing with your life and where you're at in your current situation, because clearly nobody's where they want to be. You know what I mean? Nobody, is where they want to be in life, and what type of ride they're trying to have. This one life roller coaster, right? And everybody's always trying to position themselves correctly, and so you're never quite mentally there for that. You're always like, what else, what I'm trying to get to, so you never really enjoy the happiness that you have now. Just lucky as shit to breathe there and actually exist. But you're always unhappy, and so this daily checkoff sheet helps you understand and be grateful. There's a piece of it, of gratitude, and that's first and foremost, just to be happy with where you're at. Take in the air, smell the freaking morning, hug your children, be happy, set up your day, and then when challenges come your way, you're going to look at them from a better perspective than you would, and then be able to have the solution and overcome it and keep moving forward. I think of it just firmly spilling coffee this morning. I spilled coffee. It's like, oh, well, no big deal, and clean it up. Normally, I would be like, son of a bitch. like, I'm trying to get the hell out of here. Now I am spending 20 minutes cleaning. But it was a big coffee mess. But anyway, so the thing is, it's all about your mindset and setting up your day. And because I started off my day going, I'm up at 5, I got 15 things done. Like, that means I'm going to be able to add that much more time to what I'm trying to get done and achieve today. One, making this podcast look the way it does. And when you see it, you'll see it. And everybody out there, you see it. I think it looks great. And I'm a stickler. So being able to have that time to do that and not be sitting there doing my business. I run the business early as fuck in the morning. And then so I spill the coffee, and I'm just so happy that I've gotten so much done. I'm so proud. I'm just like, man, I'm just winning right now. And this little coffee spill is not steering me sideways, and then I have this fear thing happen. I'm dropping packages off at this drop off place, and I'm having this fear thing hit me, come over me. And I let it last for about 2 minutes, shut it down, moved on. But it all starts off from the daily checkoff sheet. And really, I don't need the sheet anymore because I already know what's in it, right? So I just go through that, my morning thing. And when I don't, I have a really tough time. And it's just gearing your mind up and having some time. It can't always be waking up with your wife or your boyfriend or your whatever, your spouse or your kids. Get up a little bit early. Take time to find your chi, find your center. Have some time with yourself. Talk to yourself nicely. Let yourself know you're doing the best you can. And if you're not, have that honest conversation with yourself and how you're going to get to being the best you can be, especially if you're obviously on here trying to achieve something large and massive and bring abundance in your life. It's massively important because you can go both ways. I happen to be a person who can have a shitty attitude and still get a lot of shit done. but it makes it a lot better if I have a great attitude and I do it because I'll get a lot of shit done, but I'll lose all my hair, because because I'll be stressing out. But yeah, the daily check off, it's going to be available in there as soon as Will gets it done. In fact, I think you already have the file format. You just just give me that Word format. I'll be able to put the link in there. We put it up on Dropbox or whatever. They have a link to it, and you be up and running. You know, should be available soon.
Yes. It's already pretty much done. I just decided to change up the wording a little bit so it's more me.
Universal,
Yeah.
and yeah, more to that because all this stuff is kind of regurgitated, guys. We've scoured the information over the whole
Yeah.
world, and then we go through the thousands of dollars in books and thousands and thousands of hours of learning, and to bring the actual information that needs and summarize it for you and bring it.
Works for us.
Yeah,
Like currently working for us.
yeah. How we took a book that is about a whole bunch of shit, found the things that help us to apply in our life, and we bring it to you straight up. Here you go. This is what you needed to hear out of this. It's like us listening to a whole album and saying, okay, we're not going to tell you about the shitty songs. Here's the 2 songs that are the shit, and you need to listen to them from 1.5 minutes in. And
Right.
you just go, oh hell yeah, thank you. I don't have to go through all that. So we went through that so you could deal with, have a better tools to go forward. I mean, really, this whole show was developed based on adding value, because that's all we have is valuable conversation. It's that's it. You know what I mean? It doesn't like everything is nothing but dopeness. And since a long, long time ago,
Yeah.
um,
Yes.
but what's cool is like we're actually applying it in our life, and our goals are large, so to say the least, and for those kind of things that people can't wrap their head around. I've got a wife who can't wrap her head around it. We kind of figured that out the other day and kind of got on the same page, and I was just like un unforgiving or apologetic, rather, sorry, unapologetic about where I plan to be, and not like, sorry, you can't understand. It's like, no, this is where I'm trying to go. You can't wrap your head around it. It is not my problem. Like you deal with that. You figure it out. But when you have this infinity pool and this mansion and that and this and that, and then you go, oh, I believed in you from day one, man. You better fucking pump the brakes and all that. So um we're doing big things, and you guys want to do big things, but we're gonna, our mission here really is to kind of help you get the tools and things you need, and the words of encouragement you need to keep you on track to getting that way. And I think this is probably the best show from it if you can rewind back to the beginning of it when Will was talking about his epiphany and how, we tend to jump ship, before we actually get to see the fruits of our labor. It's like planting a seed. We are all farmers. We plant the seed, and we wait until it, and we water, and we wait till it grows, and then you yield later. But there's a bunch of work in the beginning, and most people, while it's working in the beginning, you haven't even given the chance for the thing to grow and then blossom, the flower, the fruit. If you grow weed, you're waiting for the buds. If you grow corn, you're waiting for, your actual year of corn. Whatever it is you do, you're waiting for that. If it's a tomato plant, you're waiting for a tomato to grow. But you guys wait till it gets halfway and say, "Oh man, it's not. Oh, it doesn't have anything." But you have to understand, the last couple weeks before it's even gonna be done is when it pops that thing up, and then it has a whole, 2 weeks of life before it goes rotten. So you have to be patient enough to wait for that seed you planted to grow into what it's going to be. And most people jump ship and go for something else that grows faster and yields quicker. And you find yourself doing that all the time, looking for the faster thing. Patience is crazy. I have zero. But I'm learning. I'm
There
learning.
too.
I'm learning.
No,
I'm learning. It was
want
one.
it right now, but it doesn't, and I hate to think that it doesn't work like that. Because if I think it doesn't work like that, then I'm right. It doesn't work like that. Right? So this is that fine line where you have got to start separating yourself and creating and realizing reality and not so much caught up in verbiage. I was so caught up in the verbiage, like, oh my God, you know what I mean? But, you know, now so much time into it now, it's like, you can start separating yourself from the verbiage and really applying, applying, so caught up into learning and not enough applying.
Right. It's tough. It's tough to find a balance. I mean,
It's That's why I can't. People who don't even know about. I mean, people. Look, you can go to work. You can have somebody else tell you when you can come to work, and then you go there. You go to lunch when they tell you to. You go home. You come back the next day. If you can put your time and effort into that, why can't you put any time and effort into you telling giving yourself the decisions on when you go to work, how you make your money, when when you want a day, give yourself a day off. You set your, be that you can control your life, man. It's insanity, and I just don't. This is so important, man. Like, uh, uh, man, I can't wait to really incorporate the next step to getting this material out there.
yeah, it's
This is what's exciting to me.
yeah, me too. It's a lot of like the journey and we used to be so, or I was so focused on how these shows could be like very cut and dry, cookie cutter, like you're getting the information. And then I realized that the way I watch podcasts, I don't mind that they're like kind of just wandering off on conversation for a minute because you're kind of in the conversation. Like you have friends who wander in conversation. Anybody who knows me has to deal with my. I go on 17 stories to finish one, and may never get back to finishing the first story. But the thing is, as I find better and more interesting information, I just keep telling new stories. People enjoy those kind of conversations. It's like a show is more like you're having a conversation, but ultimately our goal is to have the value to where you can kind of harmonize with it and understand that, identify with that, and see where that is in your life. If not, are you on the right track? You know what I mean? Because you're going to be enduring some of this stuff, doubt. Again, like Will's saying, like jumping ship, going, "Hey, this resonates with me." Of course, anything faster resonates with anybody. Anything easier is going to resonate with anyone. Of course, but you can't jump ship at like. Of course, you found a hotter chick, right on. And now you're all of a sudden, yeah, that's the one for me. It's like, you're gonna go into that after the honeymoon phase. You're gonna have to work on the relationship and 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 learn to treat a person correctly, and like it's there everywhere. I've had two relationships, massive relationships in my life. One is a marriage, but prior 7 years, and I find both of them to be doable. Like, and neither of them was because of like, oh, I mean, yes, I was what my wife. I mean, trust me, I was like all about like head over heels. But both of them were like, if I was more mature when I was younger, the first one would have probably worked. I would have been like, grass isn't greener. I just need to put more work and water this plant right here, water this grass so it gets greener. instead of going there like it's greener now, but is it going to be green in the same amount of time you are at in this phase of your relationship? And so for me, I was able to grow from that and the next relationship, you know. And again, I was like, oh, grass is greener, jump ship. Like it's like, and then turmoil and more than I could even tell you. But you know, that's the way people are with their goals. You know, oh look, shinier. This new goal has a bigger ass. Like, oh damn, you know, and you're there. You know, you're like, this is, oh my god, that's this is what I needed. It's like, no, you need to fucking follow through. And if that goes into a relationship or not, you need to follow through and do what you say. Have some fucking integrity. You said you're going to do it, follow through with it. Today, I was tired as shit because I decided that, you know what? I need to get more shit done in my life. I know what I'll do. I'm going to wake up 2.5 hours earlier. I'm going to wake up 2.5 hours earlier. Fuck this. You know, I need to get shit done. And that's going to add 6 days a week, 15 hours a week in my life of things getting done. And that that whole like realization that I'm not, you know, I'm not going to just wonder why I don't get there. I'm going to add 15 more hours of my life to myself. And by getting up that 2.5 hours earlier, I'm getting way more shit done, meaning I'm getting to my goals much quicker. You know, so the key piece was I'm identifying like, oh, I'm not looking for an easier path. I'm not looking for faster. I'm going, how can I extend my day? I know I'll get up earlier. I'll work harder. And so halfway through my day, I'm drained. I'm like, oh my god, but I need to get done. But because of integrity, so I'm glad I found my way back because I almost lost it because I was, again, I'm tired because I fucking been up since 5 in the morning. But uh, you know, because of my integrity, saying I wrote this stuff on my list, I must get it done. I must cross this off my list. I must get it done. Right now, I'm dealing with sync libraries, and I was so tired trying to fill out all those forms to submit to all these libraries. I'm like, son of a bitch, I am beat. You know, meanwhile, I'm recording someone, and while they're in the booth, I'm trying to like still crack and get these other things done. And, but because of integrity, I said I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow through. And once that becomes your motto and your thing, you start to know all these things start to get done. And what's funny is all the things that you had marinating in the past start to come your way. It's like, Will, he's starting to stick with what he's doing. And guess what? These phenoms and all the relationships and the seeds he had planted in the past are now growing, and it's now that season. And they're coming back to him. And now, because he's working hard and he's got integrity and follow through and commitment, he's able to take advantage of those opportunities and nurture that relationship still. Whereas if he had been jumping ship all over the place, he'd just be jumping ship and not even be able to take advantage of those. The same thing with me. Snoop Dogg reared its head again. And because I'm in that hustle mode, I can take it on. You know, but it's wild how, like, once you start just committing, all the other things you thought were far and long gone start to come back to you and go, hey, I'm still an opportunity. And now you're doing things, and now you're following through, and now you have integrity. You're doing what you say, and you're saying what you're going to do. You're going to do what you say, you know? And now all those opportunities start turning back and coming to you, and you start going, oh shit, man. And now you press the NOS button, the little nitrous, because you're about to fast forward to your destination, you know. But you just got to commit to one thing, you know. It's massive. Integrity's massive, you know what I mean? Integrity when no one's looking, you know. You find fucking $1 on the ground. I know the normal thing is fuck that, putting that shit in my pocket. But you know what? Fuck that. Go give that shit back, even if that fucking cashier is gonna take it and put it in their pocket anyway. Fuck it. You've got to live your life like that, man. Every day in, day out. You see a piece of trash on the ground, pick that fucking thing up. it's so crazy. Like, man, fuck that. I could spend all day picking trash up. Well, then fuck it. Pick it up. Put it in the trash. Because you are fucking lying to yourself every time you see a piece of trash and you don't pick it up. That is saying, this is who I am. And then the next, it's gonna lead in your life. They're so massively important. All those little things of like, just knowing what you're doing is gonna lead into your behaviors and your character and who you are. Like, it's massive, man. I'm telling you, integrity's crazy, and don't bullshit yourself. Have integrity. If you say you're gonna do it and you have that dream, follow through. And I've been doing that. I've been writing it down instead of writing it down on paper and then be like, man, fuck it. I ended up getting drunk. Fuck. Didn't get it done. Tried that little weed cookie. Yeah, I got high. Fuck it. And then you add and paste those days that you did that together, and it equals 365 days a year. And then you look back and you go 365 times 5. You go, fuck, 5 years went by and I didn't do shit. I added those times 8 and was like, oh, I'm a big boy when it comes to fucking getting shit done. And even this motherfucker didn't get shit done for fucking 8 years. Sure, I studied and all that training and stuff I took. I did do a lot of research and shit like that and did apply it to what I'm doing now. But at the same time, I could have been applying and fucking putting it into place for 8 years and been fucking eons from where I'm at now. But, you know, it's 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 because okay, here's better articulated, because I broke these promises I made to myself. And if you can't trust yourself, you can't trust nobody, and you're fucking screwed. So I broke promise after promise after promise to myself where I can't even trust myself. And if I write it on a piece of paper, now I'm even okay with breaking the promise. So it's crazy. It's like you write it down, man. You have to just, you know, trust that you're gonna do what you said you're gonna do. And for me today was tough, man. I was tired today. I mean, I'm talking beat tired, and I said, no, I'm gonna get these things done. Things that people write on paper that you're kind of like, big deal. You're just adjusting the audio on this show. You're just adjusting your visuals on the show. You're just adjusting the backgrounds and getting it all tightened up and tagged and correct. And it's like, yeah, it matters to me. This frequency control show matters to me, and I said I was gonna do it, and that's what I'm gonna do today. No matter the curveball. I had a friend stay over and he's recording all day and I still got all my shit done. I had a friend come over recording and I still got the amount of beats I needed to get done, released, videos up on the internet done, when it's hard to do when I don't even have that curveball. So there's zero excuses. Integrity, man. Don't break promises to yourself. You know what I mean? And like Will was saying, jumping ship, grass is greener shit, is breaking that promise to yourself. You said this is the path, and you said fuck that. I'm on my way to the store to get a beer, and then you say, yeah, you know what? Homie's over there. He's gonna let me smoke at his house. Fuck it. You know, you just are like living by the seat of your pants and wondering why you don't have a fucking good plan.
Yeah. I don't know how, I don't know how people could go through life and not know this stuff or not start learning this stuff. And so, I feel for the people who don't even who can't even see what they're doing.
Or get the information, don't wrap their head around. And I was that guy, so I know. And it's everybody's at a certain stage in their life. You know how you're old enough to know that 3 years ago you barely got this information, or say it was 4, whatever. That's still a lot of years where you didn't have the information. You know what I mean? Like, we don't all get this information like that. And the same thing with me. I didn't get the information like that. In fact, I think it's been 3 years for me now. But it's like, it's like you just don't get it all. I didn't know that, and when I first got it, I said, "Man, eat a dick." I'm not trying to even hear that, like that crazy wacko space shit. Like whereas now you kind of go, "Okay, man, I've wrapped my head around it." And so a lot of people, you're gonna get this information, not even want to hear it.
Yeah. Now though, it's out a lot more now too. Now a lot you see it a lot more now.
I would have
I'm
never seen it. I would have never recognized it other than some hippie shit and wouldn't even known it. Now I recognize it. Once I got that information, I recognize all the famous people talk this shit. Big
yeah.
Sean, Big Sean. Look at he just watch him and anything. He talks this shit. Mike Tyson. I mean, I could go through every star in the book, and every one of them talks this shit, and not one doesn't. Not even one. You can't even count it. Not one. Anybody who's done big stuff does not does it has this information. Period. And I've studied him. And I'm just laughing like, oh my god, this guy's talking that. And then Drake's talking manifesting, and you're like, man, the biggest of the biggest are this all about this shit. You can't do nothing big if you can't dream big. Why would you even think about building a spacecraft if you were just thinking basic? You would have just fucking been like, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking be a janitor. Fuck it. And nothing against janitors. My mentor at one point was a janitor, and he was cool as fuck and the best artist I've ever met. But the bottom line is, but that's all they believe in. You know what I mean? That's the extent of what they believe in. You think, oh, I'm just gonna talk Dale Sanford for a second, man. Fuck it, that's my mentor. This guy could have. Oh my god, his art is amazing, and I'm an artist. This guy's a gangster all day, dude. Hella fucking generous with his information too. I learned so many skill sets from him. Anyway, could have been the best artist on earth. I mean, I don't give a shit. This guy is a gangster, bro. Like I'm talking, he did like photorealistic stuff, and like I guess he's one of the best. I settled just for living in a little town, and I get it. There's happiness behind just having your children and do this and that just being it. You're you're I see that. I have a child. I have two children, and man, I don't. If I did nothing more than that, I'd be happy. I love just being a father, but this guy has skill sets where he could have made a lot of money from doing that. When the janitor would not even have been on the map. Grander things, giving his children, his family things bigger than a mobile home, in the town of Eniat. But if that's what he so chose to do, this guy's amazing. But again, it's massively important to believe in yourself and understand what you're doing to be able to believe that big. You have to have big dreams. So if he didn't have big dreams or couldn't believe big things, that hence him just being a janitor. I mean, I guarantee when he was fucking 14, and here I am going in on this guy, and if somebody from India watches this, I love this man. This man was my mentor. No fucking smoke, period. I'm just saying this guy was dope. And I guarantee when he was 13 and 14, or say better yet, a 6-year-old boy dreaming of being an astronaut, he wasn't thinking janitor. When they said, what do you want to be when you grow up, little young Dale? I want to be a janitor when I grow up. Yeah, I'm just saying, that wasn't what you're trying to do. That's all I'm saying is that wasn't what you're trying to do. That's not like your main thing. Is all I'm saying. And you have art skills through the fucking roof. Dude, I'm telling this guy was a fire as shit. Did you ever see the middle of the fucking Indiana School's gym where he did the tiger fucking head and on the wall? I mean, this guy's at that scale, the guy's amazing, dude. Anyway, so point is, if you don't dream big, if you can't believe big, yet you have big dreams, if you don't believe that, you're never going to do it. And anybody who believes big has to think differently than everybody else. You don't fucking dream big and think that's not possible and then somehow make it to that destination. If you don't think you could fucking beat up somebody, you're getting your ass kicked. You know, that's all. You're not going to accidentally win. That's just not happening. You're going to ball up in a ball and let them kick you and shit, even though you could have just thrown one good punch because you're coordinated and knocked the fucker out. But because you didn't believe in yourself, you're going to curl up in a ball, as you will in your whole life. You know, it's if you don't believe you can jump from, you know, half court to the fucking rim, you're never gonna. If you don't believe you can even dunk, you're never gonna. You know, you have to fucking believe first. You have to believe first. Period.
I always keep this handy, man, because it's the best. It's the best freaking. It's the best shit, man. And we talk about it.
Move it over a little bit. There you go.
Yeah. I'll see it when I believe it. Not I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll see it when I believe it. So you've got to believe it to actually see it happen. If it's large, I mean, anything basic, you know. It's just like you guys who've chased after a woman, or you women who've wanted a man, whatever. Mostly it's guys chasing girls, but you know, you wanted her so bad that you did everything you had to do to get her. Most guys who got a woman, they worked hard to get her. You know, I know when I met my wife, I did everything I had to do to be with her. You know, but I believed I could first. I didn't think, oh, this is impossible, because if I thought it was impossible, but I never tried, right? But I saw her, I believed I could, and I did everything in my power to do it because I believed I could. However, if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't have done everything in my power because I wouldn't have thought it was even possible, right? There's something to be said about belief. Again, belief, sticking to something, and understanding integrity, and not breaking promises to yourself. You know, you start breaking promises to yourself, you're going to do it all the time. You know, this hustle and getting somewhere is much like the gym. If you've ever been, everybody's been in a small probably stint of gym workouts and times, and when you're locked in, you feel bad for missing one day, and you feel like a heap of shit. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't go to the gym today. What the fuck? Once you get into integrity and not breaking promises to yourself in your goals to achieve whatever it is you're trying to do, it'll be the same way. You won't even have to try and do it. You'll just crave going there because you don't want to know what it feels like to not do that for yourself. Just like the gym, you go to the gym because you crave going to the gym now, and you're like, no, hell no, I'm not gonna not go to the gym. I'm fucking doing so good. You know, you'll just start doing it, and then it just becomes a lot easier. You know, a lot easier. It's crazy how easy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that's Epiphany. Like, comment, subscribe.